I remember following one guy that would fly out of the jet center quite often, and I messaged him over Instagram and said, "Hey, I see you fly out of here. I'm so and so. I'm one of the line techs here. Would love to get to meet you someday and, figure out how you made it where you are today."
Yeah.
I ended up seeing him come into a coffee shop after I'd left the jet center, and I was like, "Oh, it's time." So a lot of this has been opportunity of just been like, it's time, grab the opportunity, say thank you, go meet the person, whatever it is. Met him, and he's like, "Hey, I have something going on, but let's chat, this time a little bit later." So we did, told me of something he had going on in Mastermind, and told me the price of it, way more than I had. But I was like, hold my spot,
Right. I'll figure out a way.
and I'll have the money for you.
Yeah.
Went and found a car in Sandpoint. It was selling for $1,000. I went up there, did some research on it, realized the issue was a $5 issue.
Oh, wow.
So I gave them what they were asking for. I said, "You want $1,000? Here's $1,000. You got it." Took that home, fixed the issue, put a little more money into it to make it better, sold it for about $5,000. So I think I made like $4,800 on that. Went ahead and gave him his money, took a little bit of money myself, went and flipped another car, paid rent.
Awesome.
And I've done that twice where it's like either pay rent and run out of money, or go flip a car, hopefully pay rent, and then flip another car and have money.
That risk factor, though, like that's so many people are willing to invest money into vacations and furniture, but they never invest money into themselves to become better, to learn a new skill. That's what's really cool.
At this point, over the last 4 years, I think I've invested about a little over north of 100K in self-development.
Awesome.
With trips, coaching, masterminds, investment to myself, all that kind of stuff. It's probably been 6 figures in the last 4 years. And that has helped out immensely. So now it's the connections I have. That mastermind I went into connected me with many more people, where I learned how to raise capital. I built connections and trust through that. I built connections with other people that now are mentors of mine, or connections to mentors. One of those connections is connecting me with a billionaire that wants to fund a lot of things.
A lot of projects.
And that wouldn't have happened without making that choice years ago to be resourceful. And all these different connections.
So you're working at this jet place then.
Yep.
You're meeting people, but then you said you left there at a point.
I did. I left there when I had a better opportunity to create some fast cash. So I did that, left, and then basically realized, okay, I need to really make this work I need to really make working for myself work. I can't just do it part-time. So I went full-time into flipping cars, and that went great for some time. Then I got a superintendent job with a construction company. That went well for a little bit. And then I realized, okay, I need to learn to raise capital. So I branched out, went into a mentorship with somebody else that I met in that mastermind, learned how to raise capital, ended up raising, I think I've raised just north of 20 million now from private investors. And some of that's my own projects. A lot of it was his. I left there and to start my own thing. And there was multiple reasons of why I left, but no need to get into that. And being able to do something for myself has been very freeing. It's been difficult, but it's been really freeing.
Describe that transition, though, because I know it because we're self-employed.
Yeah.
And I remember leaving the job, the security of I'm going to get a paycheck, my bills are going to get paid, but like you were saying earlier, am I willing to keep doing this and trade my time? I'm like, no, I don't want to keep doing this.
No.
So I was working for Liberty Mutual at the time. I was an inside property. So we'd literally have the person pull out their iPhone or their iPad, and they're going through and they're like, oh, my floor is all soaked because the toilet overflowed, and you got to do this assessment and write me a check. And it was miserable.
Yeah.
I hated that job. But I remember the feeling of being able to say, okay, I'm going to pull the trigger. I'm going to be 100% self-employed now. It's all up to me.
Yeah.
How freeing that was. This weight is off your shoulders. You get a new weight in a sense of, okay, it's all up to me. I don't have the security anymore.
Right.
But at the same time, it's all up to you.
Yes.
So if you fail, well, it's all up to you. But describe that transition, if you could. The feeling, or you were 1099, so you were still...
Yes, I was 1099, so I was still in charge of all my own taxes, and I was full commission. So, nothing came in if I didn't build relationships, be better with my selling, learn how to actually raise that capital. So it wasn't like it was just being handed to me.
Yeah.
And there was several investors that I brought back into that group that initially had started and fallen off, and I brought them back in, and I brought in new people, and again, raised a lot of money. Through some of those connections that trust me a lot, I've raised even more capital for my own projects, the gas and the oil and other things. And understanding how money works has allowed me to jump into this new venture and not be too worried about it.
Talk about that. What do you mean how money works? I know what you mean,
Yeah.
but
So
tell me what you mean.
understanding that I don't need money, I just need access to other people's money. And if I have access to other people's money through trust, care, integrity, stuff like that, then I can easily make the money for myself. But it's like if I can do that and make them win, now I'm setting myself up to win very largely in 5 to 10 years from now, because I've learned how money works in that predicament. Money just cares about making more. It just cares about being protected and making more.
Yeah.
And if you know how to do that, then anybody's going to give you money.
Well, yeah. I mean, if I give you a check for $50,000 and you come back to me in 3 months or 6 months and say, "Here's $60,000. Here's your
Right.
extra 10 grand or whatever." I'm
Yeah.
just using fake numbers, but
Yeah,
I want to give you more and then
Right.
more and more and more.
exactly.
Money attracts money.
Yeah. So now I'm taking larger risks. I'm letting people invest, and these are private investors that I have personal relationships with. So I'm not like out there marketing and stuff. I'm not to that point yet, but these are relationships I've built and say, "Hey, we want to invest, but I want to invest through you." And I'm like, "Okay, you can do that. Here's how we're going to do it." And it comes to the point where they give me a loan, and it's written as a loan, and then I invest the money, and I give them a return that they want on the money, and then in 5 years that comes back to them. But now I own what that loan went out to secure, and then I get the cash flow through those years and afterwards. And so again, I'm learning how to use other people's capital to invest in opportunities I don't have the ability to take advantage of at the moment, so that I can actually have a piece of the pie now and the full pie later.
So
And-
most of your investments, is it based on, like, say you take a loan, you invest in I don't know, a big real estate project like a new marina, whatever.
Sure.
Do you tend to, most of the reward that you get back, is it typically just cash, or do you try to focus on, hey, I want to own a piece of this project when it's all said and done?
Right. It all depends upon the opportunity. So I look at an opportunity and say, okay, is that something that's going to benefit me and the person that's going to give me the money?
Yeah.
And how much is it going to benefit them? So for oil and gas, the tax write-offs are insane. It's incredible what the tax write-offs are, both for the initial invested amount and for the amount that comes back in interest. So it's like learning how to take that and bring it into an explainable cookie that they can
Right.
eat and understand, allows them to say, okay, we get it. Here's the money. And then I understand that the amount that it produces is above and beyond what they're getting back. So then I have a cushion. But it's understanding how that works. Now, they might not want to take the kind of risk that oil and gas has. So they're going to take a lower amount and go into real estate, first position real estate. I do that through Altura Funding, which is my company there. So I have private investors that come in and lend through that, and I set them up, and I'm just brokering the deal at that point. I'm not managing the deal, I'm just brokering it. Eventually, I'll have our own money that comes in. We'll be a direct lender here this year. We should be a
Awesome.
direct lender. So that'll be amazing.
I know. I think oil and gas. I just got done watching the last episode of Landman last night.
Yeah.
Demi Moore's going all in with 10% chance of hitting gap. Like 10%, like 10% chance of seeing success. That would
If
that'd be
you're
a pretty good risk.
wildcatting, yeah.
Yeah.
But if you're actually doing, careful analysis with a good geologist, then no, you have a much better chance of hitting. So that's the company that I'm doing it through does things the right way. They don't wildcat. They're looking for the right piece of land. They look at it, they research it, they have the geologist come, and they haven't
Get
drilled
all the seismic info and all the.
out of 170 wells, I think they've drilled 2 dry ones.
Wow.
So yeah, they're pretty good.
That's awesome.